Hello students, today through this video we'll be learning chapter number 8, that is Rip Van Winkle. Now this story is about a man who was fond of sleeping. He loves to sleep a lot, and that is why he slept for long period of 20 years. But when he woke up, he found that his life is almost changed. He felt sorry for it. At that moment, he realized that one should work hard so that he or she can bring his or her dreams into reality. Let's start with our chapter. Rip Van Winkle lived in a small village, and that village was in North America. Rip was very simple and a kind hearted man. He was liked by everyone. Children love him because he used to tell them good stories. They felt entertained after listening to his stories. The only flaw in Rip was that he was very lazy. He does not like to do any work. He spent his time by shooting, fishing, or just dreaming. Rip's village was surrounded by the Catskill Mountains. The people of that village were of the view that these mountains have some magical powers. Whenever Rip used to go to climb the mountains, he loved to take his gun and his dog with him. On one day, when he was going for such a climb, he met an old man. He was dressed in a very strange clothes. The man was trying to carry a barrel. A barrel is a drum or a container in which liquid is taken. The man was trying to lift that barrel up to the mountains. Reb was very kind hearted. He saw an old man struggling with the barrel, so he offered help to him. He took that barrel on his shoulders and followed the old man up to the mountains. After climbing for some time, both of them reached at a level field. Rip saw seven more old men who were dressed exactly like the first man. All of them were playing a game. When they saw Rip, without speaking anything at all, they took the barrel from him, filled up their cups, and started drinking the liquid from it. Rip, who came from such a long passage of mountains, also felt very thirsty. So he helped himself to a drink from the barrel and took a sip. The taste was wonderful, it was amazing. So he kept filling his cup again and again and started drinking from that. After some time, he felt sleepy and he fell asleep. But to his amazement, when he woke up, his body was aching. It was full of pain. His body became stiff. His clothes and shoes were torn. His gun was full of rust. The old man and the dog, they were nowhere to be seen. Rip got up slowly and started walking down the mountain. When he reached his village, everything was totally changed over there. The streets were there in place of fields. There were tall, grand houses instead of the cottages. When he reached his house, he found that it is in ruins. It is totally destroyed. He cannot see his wife, his children. Everyone on the way was staring at him. He could not remember anyone and was extremely confused. When he was passing by a shop, he saw his reflection in the window. On looking at his own reflection, he was surprised. Now he looked like an old man having a long and white beard. He could not understand that how all this had happened. When he was walking, on the way he found a young woman who was trying to look at the old man. She was having a child or a baby in her arms. The child started crying. The young woman, she started scolding the child and said, "Stop crying, Rip. The old man won't hurt you." After hearing his name, Rip Van Winkle was very surprised. He went to the girl and asked, "What is your father's name?" At that moment, the girl replied, "My father was Rip Van Winkle, who left our home 20 years ago and never came back." Rip caught his daughter and her child in her arms, and he said, "I am your father." At last, an old woman, she came forward and she also recognized him. Everyone in the village was surprised to hear Rip's story. Finally, Rip's daughter took him home to live with her and they lived happily. Once again, Rip became popular in the village with his story, which was full of adventure. This was your story of Rip Van Winkle. Thank you.